I'm Chris Cheng, History Channel's Top Shot Season 4 champion and board member of Operation Blazing Sword and Pink Pistols. So I'm really thankful to be speaking to you today, and when I look back at my experience being a gay person in the firearms community, I look back at my time coming into the Top Shot competition as a self-taught amateur shooter who was working in Silicon Valley full-time. And Top Shot was a really challenging competition, going up against some of our country's best marksmen in law enforcement, military, Olympic shooters, lifelong hunters. And I ended up training really hard and ended up beating all of my competitors and won $100,000 in a professional shooting contract for Bass Pro Shops. And I ended up taking this risk and quitting my job at Google and deciding to join the firearms industry full-time as a professional shooter. And I think back to when I made that decision that, to be frank, I had some concerns about being a gay person in the firearms industry. And, thankfully, none of my greatest fears came to be a reality, and the firearms industry has been nothing but welcoming and accepting of me as a gay person, and I've met plenty of other LGBT Americans during my time in the firearms industry. And so, that for me is it's a stereotype busting, right? That there are a number of negative stereotypes about gun owners and individuals who support the Second Amendment, but for my personal experience, I found nothing but acceptance within the gun community, and most gun owners don't really care that I'm gay. They mostly care that I support our Constitution and our country and our right to self-defense. When I look at Operation Blazing Sword and Pink Pistols, these are amazing pro-LGBT, pro-Second Amendment organizations that provide a lot of free firearms training and safe handling training. And this is really important because as a gay American, I'm intimately familiar with the fact that the LGBT community is an often targeted, marginalized community. If we look back at the Pulse nightclub shooting a few years back, one of the worst domestic terrorist incidents in our country, it makes me think and appreciate the Second Amendment even more, and the fact that I and other LGBT Americans have the right to defend ourselves with a firearm should we choose to exercise that right. And so when I look at our country and LGBT America, I'm continually thankful for the Second Amendment and for the opportunity it provided me as a regular civilian who got to go shoot a bunch of guns and win $100,000 on History Channel's Top Shot, and it literally changed my life. And I know that the Second Amendment has changed the lives of many LGBT Americans and Americans from all different walks of life, as many of us discover that firearms ownership is a very powerful and impactful experience, and it's a very unique part of America and part of our Constitution and way of life.